So before I break down today's match of an online ranked game in Madden 25, which I rarely played Madden 25 at all this year, but before I get into that, let's go over the college football 26 leaks. There's so much people playing the college football 26 and beta and leaking gameplay footage and all the things that's pretty much new for the game. There's really only one person that gives no shits about what EA would do to him, but he's the only one that has been pushing out so much content footage of college football 26. So I recommend you guys go check him out before he does get banned or whatever happens to him. But this is the person I've been looking at. He goes by the name of KMS J God. Apparently, he's the number one EA leaker, and it's true. I mean, he's the only one that has been putting out so much footage, mostly introduction, but he does like snippet gameplays then and there of highlights. But for the most part, all the footage that you see is from him playing the beta. But yeah, there's a ton more people that have been leaking out footage on all platforms from TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. It's all over the place right now. So of course I snapped some screenshots of what he's been showcasing, and this is basically all the stuff that has already been shown in the gameplay trailer that EA themselves released. But you take here looking at Ohio State's introduction. I know it's kind of weird to me to see the drones during daytime. I'm not sure how effective that is, but it's great that they have all these new things for the introduction for the teams. It's great and all, right? I do like that they have a little bit more cinematic cutscenes for both teams. So as you guys see right here during the Ohio State game, he's facing Texas. So to have a little bit more camera angles during these introductions for both teams is great. And I think this shot right here for Texas coming out is pretty cool. Right here you see kind of a night version of the introduction for LSU and Arkansas, just seeing the drone lights once again. And like I said, everybody's going to appreciate more emphasis on what they done for the introductions for teams, having more camera options and probably more options in general, like probably two or three options, different ways of viewing how the introductions are for the teams before it gets repetitive. So hopefully there's a good bit of variations for different camera angles to showcase the introductions for all the teams. Now this next screenshot is taking a look at the facial expression from this player. Now he's kind of having a crazy, exciting look that is just the reaction from the player. It's kind of cool that they do have a little bit more facial expressions for these players during the introduction that you can see. So hopefully there's more of that, especially when it comes to the actual gameplay itself and seeing how the players react. Now this next showcase is pretty cool, kind of like during like cutscene moments or like when you're selecting the play, when it shows like the play in the background, you see Georgia Bulldogs mascot and the Texas Longhorns mascot go at each other. It was pretty funny to see this one because the Longhorns mascot goes up behind the Bulldogs mascot and the Bulldog turns around and then the Longhorn ends up, running away. It was pretty funny, so it was cool to see that. I'm looking forward to seeing the type of interactions that they do have during cutscene times throughout the match. Now, like you've seen in the trailer, seeing the introduction once again, like games, you have like the flickering of the lights. So this one's at Notre Dame going up against USC, and you see kind of the nights being dimmed out, blacked out type of deal. And then you have like certain sections of the lights cut on. So this was pretty cool to witness. But like I said, we've seen this in the trailer, and to see this being brought to the video game aspect that we see in real life, this is just a cool new atmospheric feature. Now, when it comes to the celebrations, they have a ton more celebrations, but the one thing that I really like is how they flow within the vicinity of players around the person that ends up scoring a touchdown or so comes and joins that player to celebrate as a team. I like how it flows. There's a little bit more newer ones I've seen in this one. Of course, from the beta, I did see some issues and glitches where the players do kind of glitch through another player like you guys see here, but overall, this is the type of stuff I like to see flow smoothly. So it kind of brings back like the Madden 18 celebrations where you have players, they are scripted into like a connection celebration, but you will have players within vicinity will come up behind the player and celebrate. Of course, we had this last year, but to see more variety of how players, depending on the distance that they are, they will come and group up and celebrate together. And I really like this because it just transitions very smoothly compared to having like people snapping into like a scripted spot for a celebration to happen like we had in the past. So I really like this that they continue to, you know, add upon this feature alone. Now, out of all the introduction leak footage that I have seen, Tennessee Volunteers has one of the coolest ones by far, and they have this kind of aerial shot from a drone kind of flying right over the players above, which you guys see right here, and it's just a really cool camera angle shot that they get. Of course, you get the light action at nighttime, and then you have a camera that just flies over them like it's a drone, and it's just a really cool capture. And I'm pretty sure other teams have something like this, but out of all the things I've seen so far for the team introductions, this is by far the coolest one that I've seen yet. Now, this clip right here is the only reason why I hopped on Madden 25 to showcase a online rank match for today's video. But before I get to that, in this clip alone, this is part of the boomstick. So Madden 25 boomstick feature is being implemented into College Football 26. I'm pretty sure they improved upon it, but like I said, I never really experienced the boomstick from Madden 25. But from this clip in College Football 26, this dude gets leveled by the sidelines, and it was probably the most realistic hit stick I have ever seen, and it was a big one. Now, of course, I know I won't experience the same feeling playing Madden 25, but this is probably the only reason why I'm going to be getting College Football 26 because the hits is there, and the boomstick looks like it got polished up from a lot of people hating about it, but to have it come to college football, it's something that we needed, so I'm looking forward to seeing how this feature plays out. Now, in practice mode, I'm not sure if this is actually from College Football 26 or if it was a mod in Madden, but apparently in practice mode, I guess for Road to Glory, there is Guardian caps on the players. Now, I'm not sure if this is an automatic thing for all the players or you can have this option to put on your player as well. It might be a thing for like an injury resistance so you don't have a negative impact for, heading into your next match. Not sure how that's going to play out, but so far this is what has been leaked. So who knows if this is actually real or not, but this is looking like it's officially in College Football 26. So you see here with numerous players, it looks like, different players have different outfits on, and then some players has the Guardian cap on the helmet and some don't. So this is pretty cool that they have this. So I'm looking forward to seeing how this is in College Football 26 Road to Glory and much more. Now, this is one of the substitution screens. I guess this is a cool feature. It's kind of like the same thing that 2K has on the fly. You can make substitutions instead of pausing the game and stuff, but I'm pretty sure people would still go and pause the game. But this is a feature that I could care less about. It's something that I'm never going to really use. I still do the positional or formation position substitutions, so that's my go-to thing. I never pause the game to do any like complete substitutions. So I don't know how this is going to work out for everybody else. But anyways, that's about it for the College Football 26 leaks. Now, I have played a little bit of some ranked games in Madden 25, but not a whole lot. Not more than probably 7 or 10 games. All my competitive ranked matches has been on College Football 25. So I went on here using the Ravens, going up against a Steeler user, and it was weird. He was running like this dollar defense, and it's the same kind of meta defense that everybody runs over the years with Madden, is having the two slot cornerbacks blitz, three down linemen, everybody else is in the cover two, and then you just make adjustments. Now, right here, you're going to see the left slot corner come free right through the gap where my guard's supposed to be at, because my left guard gets baited by the fake user blitz up the middle, so he gets there to block him late. But this has been always a thing. I guess they readjusted this defense where the corners will have to come inside instead of blitzing outside. I don't know. I was just shocked to see people still do this type of defense. So, done my cover two beater through a post, rerouted my outside receiver, and you guys seen how I ended up beating him there. But you take a look at this play, still doing the loop blitz. But aside from the loop blitz and this interception, in general, a lot of people still to this day do not take the time to adjust. They always try to quick hike you. So with that being said, a lot of people don't take the time to pick up those looping, blitzing linebackers or defenders, where it's a football concept where a defensive player would take on double team block. A player would just loop right over, as you guys see right here. Double team block happens in the middle. Backer comes late, delayed over top of him in between the gap, and he's going to shoot free every single time. Now, I was trying to find out where somebody leaked the adjustments for being able to do this with anybody on the field. You can have it happen on the right side, on the left side, and I'm not sure if this is just within the linebackers or for the linemen as well, but it's basically stunt blitzes. And to have it being able to adjust from multiple directions, it's going to be really tough for offensive players to not complain about this feature because once again, a lot of people don't take the time to mess around with the blocking assignments and making slide protections and all that stuff. And when this happens, a lot of people say, oh, it's a glitch play. Oh, they're sending nanos, which is not a thing anymore. So if you're that type of person that just clicks a play, tries to get it off quickly without making any slide protection or QB block adjustments, well, you're going to get sacked a whole ton and get pressure a whole ton. And they literally showed this in the College Football 26 trailer, which I'm showcasing it to you guys right now. So during this, they were showcasing the stadium pulse, but you check it out right here. Coming off the left defensive end side, the left end crosses over another player, loops around, and comes free as double team happens, and you guys see it right here. I mean, it's clear as day. So if you's already suffering with a generic mid loop blitz, which you guys see in the top right corner on Madden, which I done in the Madden 25 match, well, you guys are going to be hella suffering with this being a in-game adjustment during the pre-snap. Like, how are you guys going to handle that? And I know for a fact that a lot of you guys are going to complain because if you was already complaining about me doing it and you couldn't stop it, then that's just on you. But of course, what you guys going to complain about the gameplay. So now, in this match, you guys are going to see another thing that a ton of Madden players do. I haven't really experienced this much in college football, but I have faced a few people that done, kind of annoying thing with no huddle. But in Madden, instead of the no huddle, it was people that do kind of the no huddle and or both at the same time doing the flip play type of deal. So you guys are going to see right here, my opponent comes up and then he would just automatically flip the play or change the formation completely. And that's based off custom audibles, probably custom playbook, right? You guys see it here. He comes out 5 wide, then he completely changes the formation. So for me, I'm fine with it because I'm used to it. But a lot of people complain about people constantly doing no huddle or they're doing, the formation adjustment, just making the audibles right. But because it happens so fast on offense, it kind of glitch up your adjustments on defense and then you don't really have time to adjust, right? So that's why a lot of people complain about this in general because of course, like I said, it glitches their defense. They don't have time to adjust, and some of them is not used to adjusting. And like I said, for me, I don't have a problem with it because from a competitive standpoint, I'm used to this type of stuff. I got my adjustments down, and it's just a repetitive nature for me because so many people do the same things over and over. Anyways, I hold my opponent to a field goal, which he obviously ends up kicking it short, then he rage quits. But the whole purpose of me getting into Madden 25 was to experience the boomstick, even though I know it's a little bit improved for College Football 26. But because I seen that huge hit stick that happened on College Football 26, it made me want to get the feel for the boomstick in Madden 25 and try to have some outcomes with the huge hit sticks. Now, obviously, when it comes to getting back into the groove of competitiveness, now I told you guys I was going to stay away, focus on offline, and just enjoy the coach mode aspect. I'll probably still play online for especially people that are haters because I complain about the gameplay. I will face the haters and I'll make them suffer, and then I'll make them complain about the way I play. And that's basically having them complain about the gameplay because I can dominate people with broken gameplay mechanics and make them suffer. And this gives them the whole reason behind why I complain about broken gameplay. But yet they want to sit there and say, "Oh, the gameplay is not broken, it's fine," or "It's the beta, the game hasn't came out." Like it's the same thing that I've been doing for years, and it's what you see, what you get type of deal. And yet some people get scared to even face me because they don't want to admit that the things that I do, all because they can't stop it, they may complain about the brokenness of that. And what is that? It's broken gameplay mechanics. And that's the whole point of why I complain about legacy gameplay issues that still linger. Like, come on now, make it make sense. Anyways, guys, let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. Also, if you guys want to play me, just let me know. If you think you're better than me, I will show you up. But other than that, until next time, I'll see you guys in the next one, and I'm out. Peace.